Janet from another planet? Is 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 Janet from another planet?
LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Friday Night Shit Show. Hope you guys like my new opening. And I had a little emblem on there. It's from the band called Falling Mirror. And they gave me permission to use their song. So I decided to put my logo and stuff in there.
Really fantastic. I'm glad.
Oh, isn't it cool? So I thought it was great. But they're really cute.
Because you know why? Fuck Taylor Swift, damn it! Just kidding.
Yeah, that's right. Because I wouldn't get a strike or anything or warning. It would just say it's branded content or whatever.
I know.
Her name on it, but it was going to be not played in Belarus, Russia, or something like that because she hates Russia. So I got tired of seeing that every single time. So I thought I got to figure out how to do this, but I did that by myself. So it's like, yay, I made a video, but I'm excited about it. But I want to say hi to everybody in the chat real quick before we get started. Let's say hi to Snorter Poopus. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And hi, baby girl. Thank you. You're always here. Let's see. Anybody else? Oh, Jackie Blue. Hi. Hi, Bob. American Bob. Thank you for stopping by. Shellback.
What are you supposed to say back?
Shellback. Hi. Thank
Shellback?
you. Yeah. I haven't seen him in forever.
What?
Damn, dude. Shellback. Good to see you, Bob.
Jeremy. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but tonight, I'm going to play a video that I just saw. It was posted by Elon, but it's what was it called again?
Altered content, folks. So, altered yes, content. There is.
So it's not a real ad or anything, but it's so cute. I just wanted to share it with everybody. I think it's funny, but that's my opinion. But
it's real.
You don't have to like it. But I wanted to say that beforehand because I don't want anybody to get in trouble. Yeah. But I think it's great. So I'm going to share it. Let me make sure I'm playing the right one. I think this one is it. Nope, that's the wrong one. Damn it. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I might have messed up and put the wrong one up there. Oh, God, I always do this. Just give me a minute, you guys. I have to find it real quick. Poop. Why do I always do that? Okay, I got to go get the link and open it up again.
What?
Because I don't know what I did with it.
No. So I waste January? What's going on here? The big C? What's going on?
He has Zakansa. What the fuck?
Well, that's not it. Oh, there it is. It is it. I opened the right one and I messed up. Okay.
Get your head again, Janet.
Sorry. I'm trying to get better.
I'm joking with you, girl.
Okay. Let's see. Is that it? Hold on. I got to click on all these now and find. There it is. I think. Okay. Oh, please let it be the right one. No, this isn't it. Darn it.
Wait, the one I sent you.
Go to the chat.
No,
The one,
this is.
Like
the
the
one I
Elon
just-
I
thing.
just
right then.
remade it. So let me see if this one's the one.
it's the one I sent you.
How come I can't find it now? I just opened it.
What's the name of your show again? Janet on Friday?
The shit show.
It's cool.
Holy shit, man. I just can't do anything right. I don't know why. It says all bookmarks, so this is the one. I think that one's it.
Go to the chat, click Elon's post, and
Come
then it will,
on,
and then share your thing.
We're gonna
there.
mansplain you this crap. Well, then, damn it! It's in the
That's how
freaking
you
chat.
do it.
That's how
That's
easy it
not
is.
it either. Damn it.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to open
Listen
it one
to
more
the
time.
words.
Do I have to hack your account? Joking.
I don't
folks.
know. I just wish I could learn how to do something by myself. I just hate
Listen-
that I'm so stupid.
Did you go to
The answer to that,
Did you
your
go to
answer to the
the
question.
group-
Listen to a man. That's how you learn.
Did you go to the Twitter group chat?
Well, I have it. I've got it bookmarked over here on my notes, and I took it and I
here's the best
pasted
way
it,
to
and
do
I
it
still
without
lost
going
it.
through bookmarks.
So it's no.
Well-
It says all bookmarks. So let me try it one more time. I hate it when I do this shit. I just suck. I'm so sorry, people. I just wish I was more talented. Okay, I think this is it. I gotta move it up right here. So let me pause it.
There it is. There it is.
Okay, this is the one I want to play. I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay, everybody can see it. I'm gonna turn it up. This is altered content. So I hope you enjoy this altered content.
All right, there we go.
Okay, it's turned up. Here we go.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility of the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is
My
great
ears are
significance
bleeding.
to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's tight. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my
Yes,
knowledge
she does know
of
it's tight.
politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean, Joe Biden. You think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Damn.
I am going to share this link in the chat. So everyone who thought it was entertaining,
That was beautiful.
might want to have this. So I'm going to share it. I thought it was great. I think it's a great, awesome, cute little fake ad to pin at the top of your, your profile. I think it's great. I mean, it's great advertisement for her, for running for office. At least I think so. Did you guys like it? Wasn't it funny?
I did, but I'm with you. I totally wholeheartedly believe that Joe Biden is going to step down because there are a lot of legal weird things that have happened in the last few weeks, especially all of the powers that Biden has been passing off to other parts of the cabinet. So
that's illegal. So whoever said that or It's
It doesn't
they
matter
aren't doing that.
what has stopped them from doing things that weren't legal. So go ahead, Ruben.
No, so then the bottom line here is she will be 47 to get the number and to get the prestige of the office, because there are still a good majority of people out there, unfortunately, that aren't registered and do not know who's vice president. And in fact, there are some people who actually believe that that either Trump is president right now, or even more disturbing, that Kamala Harris is president right now, because they believe that Joe Biden stepped down. So if we just basically now that all these donors are going if the money's there, then basically they need to give her the power, because right now what they're doing here is the Secret Service is very really thin, or protecting 3 different people, or not protecting anybody correctly. So if it is going to go in, if you really want to throw Harris in, make her president, again, your failure will be complete. I really don't care if she becomes president. Yeah, if she, it's at the point now where I was slightly scared because another 4 years of Biden, but now it's a joke. We are living in clown world. Anybody who actually has a iota to believe the seriousness of the Harris presidency and campaign is retarded. I mean, completely. You're gone. This is insane. And everyone now touting it. Everyone who's touting it, everyone who basically the news about her being a border czar, not being a border czar, changing it. The narrative is over. They do not control it anymore. This is done. They're thinking 50, 20 years ago, whatever. I didn't pay attention to it because I believed that, when you had ABC, CBS, NBC, the original news anchors coming out, there was some moniker of credibility there. That's gone. They were always in bed with the government, always trying to manipulate. The TV fucked everybody up. Handheld devices are now the next line of fucking up your kids. Take all that shit away from them. Get them off the internet. Don't do them doing that stuff, because that's all poison. The bottom line here is we again, each of us has to do something. And Janet talks about it all the time. You always talk about going to the polls, getting things done, which is true. And I did a video about a year ago. I'm still recovering from my autoimmune condition. I've had it for 10 years. I'm still trying to fight it every day. But we have to fight back every single day. I'm working on healing myself. The next few months, I'm going to be moving, starting a new life, doing what I want to do with my life. It's getting plans are getting forward for that, and it's a lot of things. Each of us has to get up now and just stand up and do things to make a difference in our lives. Our lives first. If you feel sad, talk to somebody. If you talk to your family, if you have a family, talk to somebody like me. Everybody here, we are all this together. But we want to build each other up and fight back from building ourselves up, our families, our communities, our cities, and then because again, these idiots it's insane to basically throw this out there. The shit show is real, and it's hurting people's lives. People are hurting. There are people that are working 3, 4, 5 jobs for what? For nothing. And you got people who are coming over from the border who are given everything, apartments, and they're touting. You see online where and that's what they want. They want this to happen because the next 3 months is going to happen. The media is going to tout out all of this, the settlement camps that are being built, and then all the settlement camps that are being attacked. They're doing it now, and they're touting it now. I saw a news article that they are now even in Spain and in London. Londoners are going after the migrant camps. They're doing this on purpose to cause chaos around the globe and say that it's of the immigrant crisis. You don't want this. They want infighting. They want the battle. They want us divided. No more. Yeah, these elites have to go. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. That is President. Because again, now that they did this, and the media is now touting her as so great, all of the way they were manipulating. There was a video, that video of that 100,000 women or all that stuff. The Zoom call background, it was duplicated. It was all fake. It's all fake. This is propaganda. It's sinister. It's 1984. It really is 1984 now, and that is exactly And that's why I am doing what I'm doing.
But see, that's what I've been telling people about why I think Camilla will be president. Okay, this is the reason, is because they know they can't beat Trump. They tried lawfare, it didn't work. They tried to take him out, that didn't work because he happened to have the hand of God that turned his head or whatever. The miracle happened. Okay.
And you got that faggot, you got that Ray motherfucker telling everybody yesterday, dropping it. Well, he may have not been shot.
Yeah, I know, but we know him. We saw the bullet. We saw the bullet in midair because of that guy using that film. It's the reason we were able to see the bullet traveling through the air.
I know, but the latest that they're doing right now. Well, think about it. If I'm a billionaire, like Trump is, and I get my ear shot, do you think I have access to the best plastic surgeons in the world?
Yeah.
And now they are now that when he met with Netanyahu, there was pictures taken, and now people are claiming he was never shot because his ear looks so cute. His looks good. It's been 2 weeks. He could get this thing. It's cartilage. It's very easy to repair this.
Yeah, I know that. But the thing is, it won't matter. People
I know.
who want to believe what they want to believe are going to believe it, no matter what you say, and no matter how much evidence you have or proof or anything else. But what I'm thinking they're going to do is, during the right before the convention, after he's finished filling out all these paperwork or whatever to transfer money because he's wanting to send more money to Ukraine before he's out of office and all this different stuff, he's going to hand the reins over to Camilla. Okay. And he'll step down for his health or whatever it is. Okay. Because everybody says it looks like he fell. He had a huge bruise on his chin the other night, and he was 4 inches taller than he normally is. You know, there's all these little stories coming out about Biden after his little speech that he gave. But the thing is that if they know they can't win, so what do they got to do? The second best thing to do is give a notch in the belt to the Democrats by having the first woman president. She'll be 47, which means Trump would be 48. Then push down ballot, vote blue no matter who. That they'll push that. And the thing is, if they can get enough people in the different houses, then there you go. Trump won't do anything without it.
But here is the nightmare scenario. What they did to Trump, they could do it to you know who. And if they elevate her to president, it's even more catastrophic if it's attempted. So there'd be a sympathy thing there. So I think that again, it's all theater. The theater.
They're trying everything. I told you they're going to throw every single thing they got in the kitchen sink, the toilet, everything.
That's their Hail Mary is make her president, have her run, do the event, have a near miss or whatever, and then she's elevated through sympathy. It's the only way it could happen.
Everything. They'll try anything. Go ahead.
This disgusts me because I remember tweeting to Kamala Harris right after her debate performance at the Democratic primaries for the 2020 campaign. And she was so bad, but even at that time, she was speaking when I'm president. Her tweets were when I'm president. You can go back and look at them. There was no conditional. There's no if I win the Democrat nomination, if I win the primary. No, she was like, when, like it was she wrote it with the crushing certainty that she was going to be in there. Like the fix was in. And I'm thinking to myself, I replied to her as like, yeah, basically making fun of that whole thing. And I would love to be right. And I would hate to be wrong. But I mean, being wrong means that Kamala would be 47. I wouldn't put anything past them these days, but I like that video that you showed. I think some of this can help, circulating the stuff on social media. That one was a really good one. I mean, the significance of the passage of time. They couldn't have done one of those videos without that part. I knew it
was going to be good because it was on Elon's timeline.
When Tulsi Gabbard launched that very well-timed, concise, precise torpedo right at Kamala, that was also very good. I shared that. I'm not a fan of Tulsi Gabbard, but I did share that because I think it's effective and it works. And it really
Trump needs to
torpedoed
do
her
that
numbers
during the debate.
Yeah, and That's downloadable, so anybody can put it up. Keep putting it up because there's some people that haven't seen it yet, and but those that do, I mean, everything she said checks out in that one because she's we can cover the last 3.5 years of her record under Joe, but then if you want to go back and look at her California record, Tulsi laid it out pretty concisely.
Yeah, but I want to see her. I want to see any performance of hers that she has during a actual, like, you know, debate, of course, but like a actual real questions as the as the presidential nominee, real interview, and a real crowd, town hall with questions, and nothing. If she has that, she's unproven.
Strategically, wouldn't it make sense for Trump to challenge her to a debate 1 week before the Democrat National Convention? If she trips up,
that's the problem, though. Trump already laid his cards out because they gave the statement, we're not sure what the hell they're doing. They could pick somebody else for all we know, and then we'd have to schedule it all over again. So, yeah, until after the convention, when we know who the hell they have, that's when we will debate. And unfortunately, Kamala and them are saying, oh, he's afraid to debate her. Fuck you all. He ain't afraid of shit. You all know it.
That. But I wanted to open this one thing. I already have it ready to pull up because I was doing it while you guys were talking.
Because again, she's not the.
This is from when Kamala was, a senator. Wasn't she a senator in her state? Okay, from when she was a senator, I wanted you guys to see this whole thing. It says when Kamala Harris was Attorney General. There you go. Journalists discovered that she was buying aborted baby body parts for the state of California. She later prosecuted the journalist who uncovered these findings. So that's one of the little things that I found. And this is some of the state attorney general seizes videos behind Planned Parenthood sting. Did you guys remember that when it was on the news?
No.
See,
my question is, what was this guy prosecuted for? What charges?
Or do you see it says Los Angeles Times, or is it darn it, it says I'm have to be a subscriber, so I can't share that. But the thing is that that's something she did when she was Attorney General, was the fact that she prosecuted these guys because they found evidence that she was selling body parts. So that's why they push abortion, to people, because they're taking the aborted fetuses and making bank off of it. Okay.
Not only that, she also exploited slave labor, tried to kill a person who was on death row. I mean, she's guilty of second-degree murder. I
just wanted you guys to see this because this is, I'm going to share this link too, because there's more stuff on this whole timeline right here. Yep. If anybody's interested in reading about it, because this is something that she did do when she was in the state of California as Attorney General. And I wanted people to see that. And there was one other thing. So let me go find that one. So I'll be right back.
But I don't, while she's gone, I did a little bit of research back a couple of years ago about Kamala and about California state law and their stance on attempted murder. Mm-hmm. There's an actual case to be made for Kamala Harris and the attempted murder of a inmate who was put on death row, even though there was exculpatory evidence that she had. This was something that Tulsi brought up to sink her, but it's like with second degree attempted murder, you don't have to prove malice. All you have to do is bring a case against her, and most likely make a good argument. She could actually be hit with that charge, but they won't do that in California.
Yeah, California is very.
On Facebook a few years ago.
She's also responsible. If you've heard of the looting rampage and all the violence and mayhem that's going on, California politicians really like to deceptively label the propositions and everything to manipulate the voters. I mean, low information voters, whatever you want to say. It works. She was the one that, if you've heard of the law where shoplifting If it's under $950, it's reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor. And a lot of those misdemeanors, especially in places like San Francisco, Oakland, LA, with pro criminals, soft on crime criminals, do not prosecute, So there's a lot of people that have been hurt in the crime wave over California over how many years since Prop 47. So I feel she's culpable there too. And she's been trying to call herself the prosecutor. I know family members of people that she's put away for petty drug crimes or whatever in San Francisco. I have a friend who's a professional skateboarder, retired now, but she's not popular even in a deep blue place like San Francisco. Those people, it's mostly a Democrat, very, very blue city. And those nicknames, Mayor Hairgel, Heels Up Harris, those didn't come from me. It's not a rooftop deplorable thing. Those were San Franciscans that came up with those nicknames. And that's a very Democrat liberal area. Heels Up Harris, Mayor Hairgel, which is now Governor Hairgel. Those are all from San Francisco.
Yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of memes with her standing in front of a building with her arms crossed and her knees were like 3 times darker. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I saw tons of little memes like that, which I thought were funny. I didn't understand a lot of it. I'm understanding more and more now, but I didn't at the time. But I want to share this. This is another thing I wanted to share about Harris. Now, I love Ben Carson. Okay, I've talked about him many, many times, and that I thought it would be great for him to be the vice president. Now, that's not who he chose. Hopefully, he'll be attorney general under Trump. But this is an interview with Ben Carson. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go to the this minute 157 mark where he talks about Kamala Harris. And it's from Ben Carson himself in his interview with Tucker. So I want to share this with you. So let me make sure it's turned up.
Smart enough to see through it.
So let's see.
And I actually think the American people are smarter than anybody gives them credit for. And I don't think that they are going to be willing to sacrifice what we have in this country, which is what everybody else wants, even though they try to denigrate our country, say we're systemically racist, we're unfair to people. If we were all that bad, why are all these people trying to get in here? And why aren't people trying to get out of here? So we know that we have something that's very good. And I think the American people realize that, and they're not willing to give that up and trade that for something inferior.
Were you surprised? It's interesting that you said the media are the key for Kamala Harris. Were you surprised how quickly the media pivoted from basically forcing Joe Biden out of his job to adoring and worshiping Kamala Harris?
No, that didn't surprise me at all. Because I've been watching the media for a number of years, and I see how they're like a flock of birds. Have you ever noticed a large flock of birds, and they all turn at the same time? They all go. You say, how in the world are they doing that? They almost have this cohesive communication, and they work together. I accused one of the media of that about a week ago, and they said, how can you say that about us? Then I started talking about how they use the same language within minutes of the time that something comes up. Is it just a coincidence that they use the same language and the same phrases? They had to admit that there probably was some degree of cooperative work going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's coordination, or it's a conspiracy of shared instinct? They all have the same worldview.
Both. I think both of those things are going on. But there's no question that they have lost their original intent. The media, the press, is the only business that's protected by the Constitution. And there was a reason for that. It's because they were supposed to disseminate unbiased information to the people so that the people could determine what their will was, because the country was supposed to be run on the will of the people. Now, the Europeans thought we were crazy. They said, you can't have a nation that's run on the will of the people. You have to have a monarch. You have to have a ruling body. But we have demonstrated for a very long time that we can run on the will of the people, but that is being distorted significantly because the press has, instead of deciding to disseminate unbiased information, they have decided to put their thumb on the scale and to push a certain agenda, which when you think about it, makes little sense because the agenda that they're pushing is more of a socialist, Marxist agenda. Well, what do socialists and Marxists do when they get in power? They control the media. It's almost the first thing that they do.
Yes.
So they're digging their own grave.
We're not watching this whole thing.
How responsible do you think media coverage is for Trump getting shot?
There's no question that they poisoned the atmosphere by saying, he's like Hitler and he's going to destroy democracy and is sort of Satan incarnate. When you have people who perhaps are not fully capable of controlling themselves, they can easily be influenced by that kind of activity. And it's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would quickly hasten that it's done on all sides in the political arena. Spending time demonizing other people because somehow they think that helps, and it does help for some people. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could actually discuss the issues?
Yes.
What are the policies that actually impact people's lives? If we could spend nearly as much time on that as we do talking about each other and denigrating each other, I think we could make some real progress. And I think we might actually find that there's more agreement than you think there is. I'd say 80% of issues your most radical left-wing and right-wing people would probably agree on. But we take that 10 to 20% and we magnify it and we make it the biggest issue to the point that people hate each other.
Yeah.
What do you?
Okay, I'm gonna stop it for a second. So basically, everything he said is truth. I believe everything he says. Now, I don't know if you guys do, but I really like him. He's always been that way as far as I've ever seen him speak. He's always seems very calm, like he's very analytical. He thinks about everything he's saying. And that's why a lot of people don't think he'd be a good president, because he's too calm and not a tiger. You know what I mean? Like what we have right now that's running. That's what they think. But I believe him about the media. Then he said earlier, I guess I went too far when I started, it was the fact that he says he thinks that Camilla is a Marxist. Okay, that type of thing. So that's his point of view, though. That's what he feels. Like you said, by paying attention, listening to what people are saying, and trying to focus on if more people would talk about the issues and work on that instead of working about trying to discredit each other, throw each other under the bus, or whatever else. How much would we'd be able to do for our country? And it's sad because the almighty dollar is all most of these people care about. I mean, they make more money with having all these people flood the borders and fill them up in hotels and give them 3 meals a day and cater to their needs, fly them wherever they want, all that, and not worry about whether the children are being trafficked or whose kids are whose or any of that stuff. Then they worry about helping the veterans that already served our country that should be first in line. Things like that. And to me, I think most people, if you sat down with them, whether they were Republican or independent or libertarian or whatever, or Democrat, they would all agree and say that a person that just walked over the border, which is breaking the law. I mean, if they came through ports of entry like they're supposed to and filled out the paperwork and did all that, then yes, they deserve to be helped along because they're trying to do the right thing to become an American citizen. They're trying to assimilate into our country. Okay. Then you wouldn't have all these people running around tearing down our flag and trying to put their own flag up. Why are they here if they hate our flag? Just like you saying, why are they coming here in droves if America sucks? America sucks. We want to come to your country, break over the border, starve, and almost die just so we can burn your flag. I mean, does that make any sense? Any of that make any sense to you guys? So, you know, I don't understand. I really don't. It drives me nuts. But it's heartbreaking. But if you guys want to hear more of this, we can, or we can go on to the next thing that I had pulled for about Camilla. So what would you guys want to do?
Next.
Yeah, Camilla.
Okay.
Yeah, next, please.
Do what?
Next.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear what Ruben said. I thought it was Ruben. But okay, let me pull up the next thing that I've got. Let's see. Make sure I pull up the right one.
By the way, you've just learned a Finnish word. Kamala is the Finnish word for terrible.
Really?
Same spelling.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. But hold on, I'm trying to find the right one. Oh, God, I'm so bad at this. I wish I could figure out how to put them in order. That's the thing. Okay, let me do this one right here. Highlight it. Copy and paste and open it. Okay, pause. All right, I think this is it. Here we go. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Yeah. Okay. All the people are saying that that the media is claiming that Kamala Harris was never the Biden's border czar or whatever. So I wanted to play this for everybody because this is Biden. I don't remember who this guy is, and then you got Kamala right there. But here we go. I want you to listen to this.
Stemming the migration to our southern border. I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border. I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified.
So there you go. He's the one that picked her to do the job, and right there, that's out of Biden's own mouth. That's what her job was. She's the one responsible for making sure that the border is taken care of, and how.
Not only that, the media has called her border czar for years, and now they're backpedaling because they're trying to erase history. It ain't gonna work.
Well, it won't work as long as we share stuff like what I just shared.
I mean,
and
watch
we don't
Black
get rid of
Conservative
it.
Perspective. Last couple videos he did shows all of the stuff that they used to, or that they were calling him, or calling her border czar.
But the thing is, most people sit and watch, you know, whatever news that they've been watching, CNN or whatever, since, you know, they were for many, many, many years. And that's all the news they get. You know, they go to work, they come home and they watch that and they go to bed. So whatever they said, or like the women that sit and watch The View, or men that watch The View every week. Okay. That's the only news they get. Okay. So that's what they're going to believe. They're not going to believe me. They're not going to believe you. They're not going to believe anybody except for the people they've watched for years, and they believe them. So until we can break the cycle by sharing other stuff like that. But see, I like that one because it's Biden himself saying he put her in charge. She's the one that's in charge of the border. So if Trump makes an ad or whatever, that's what I'd put in it. I'd put in him saying it himself. she's the one who's in charge. So there you go. Your boss put you in charge, and you're responsible for what all these 10 million or more, 30 million illegals have crossed over the border, and we're all paying for it.
Willie Brown put her into business, and Joe Biden made her the border czar. And I remember when she was saying, remember that how bad she was. Trump is quick on his feet, and Kamala, they said, well, you've never been to the border. And she says, I've never been to Europe either. Remember that?
Yeah. I don't know what Trump or what point you're trying to make. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's full of shit.
Yeah. She talks in circles. She got that word salad from Governor Hairgel. It's true because it's true, but it's also true that we're having conversations and we're going to have studies. And that just reads taxes.
Yeah, it's I mean, every time I turn around, I'm seeing a tax on someone, and it's a legal citizen, a rapes, it's an illegal person that shouldn't even be here. All kinds of crimes, and then all this chaos that's going on right now, supposedly the burning of the flag and all these people protesting against Israel. And spray painting our statues and doing all this stuff. They did way more damage in one night than the J6ers did at all day long. But we have people from J6 still sitting in jail, even though the SCOTUS ruled that, all the people that were charged with that one certain thing should be released. But, this administration doesn't seem to follow the Constitution, so your rights don't mean shit unless they say they do. And it doesn't matter what the Constitution says. So, I don't know how we're going to fix that. How do you get a group of people on the news to report that kind of stuff? They haven't done it all this time. We don't even have any Republicans that are basically saying, we demand you to release these prisoners. I mean, nobody. Even SCOTUS didn't say, hey, every single person that's been charged with this crime should be let out. So the Constitution is nothing unless it's upheld by somebody. So.
Well, because I don't want to get your channel taken down, I'm not going to say what needs to happen. And
I understand that. But I'm just saying that's what's so frustrating to me is I hear all these people, well, you can't do that because it's against the Constitution. They can't do this because it's against the Constitution. I'm like, everything they do is against the Constitution, but it hasn't stopped them from doing any of it. And that's what I don't understand. Where is the uproar from all of our people that are in office right now? They just did a big hearing over this, the FBI and the Secret Service and all this kind of stuff. And look how fast they got information out. Really quickly, within days after the president was almost assassinated, they were able to get all this information and body cams, and they were able to get aerial footage. They were able to do all these things, but all these people sitting in jail from January 6th, nothing. It took years to get half of just a portion of video that was from the Capitol showing the guards opening the doors, following them around, letting them do this, that, and the other. And they're walking around like a bunch of tourists. I mean, it was not an insurrection, and nobody's been arrested or charged with insurrection. And they're still sitting behind bars. I'm shocked over it. I just cannot believe that. This is the United States of America. And all those people's civil rights have been trampled all over, and they've lost jobs. They've lost, family members. I mean, everything. They're getting divorces because they've been in jail for 2 years, and nothing. I don't. And then a woman goes to prison. It's in her 70s because she was praying in front of an abortion clinic. It's just. This is not the United States of America that I remember being an Air Force brat, standing out in my front yard with my hand over my chest because they were, raising the flag up. I don't know. I'm just having a really hard time dealing with all of this because I just am shocked that there's no uproar over stuff. I mean,
You know how to get your mind off of this? You can go and have a nice diversion, a nice distraction, entertainment. There's a thing called the Olympic. Oh, wait.
The Olympics? Yeah, I know. I saw a little bit on the news, but I haven't been watching it at all.
Well, while we're on
Fuck the Olympics sucks.
But the thing is, we can do something. Just like I said, this November, sign up to work the polls so that you can be in your district or
drink, everyone drink,
and make sure that all the votes matter. Make sure that they're registered in your county and that they're a legal citizen. That's one thing you can do. Now, I can't do anything about the driver's license. One thing, this is another thing I've asked people too, and nobody has any answers. If a person shows up at the polls and they have a driver's license, because a lot of states will register you to be a voter when you get a driver's license, but these people cannot speak English. They cannot speak one word of English, and they look at you and they shrug their shoulders because they can't understand what you're saying. How did they take the test to get a driver's license when my 16-year-old took the test and failed, twice to get their driver's license, and they can read and speak English? So how did they get their driver's license that fast? See, that's another thing no one seems to be asking any questions about. There's so many things like that.
Janet, I don't want to get into the whole California thing with matricular ID and just getting a license and all the benefits, but another time, maybe. It would take too long.
But do you want me to bring up that one thing about your California road rage?
I would love to.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring that.
Ruben, do you guys mind? It'll be quick.
Go ahead.
Here we go. There you go. Do you want me to bring this up?
Please.
Okay, here we go. Now, is it getting bigger? Can you see this? Study ranks California #1. Can you see that? Or am I on the wrong page?
I think you're there. Yeah. I'm using just the browser website, but yeah, study ranks California #1 for road rage. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad we're #1 at something else besides homelessness, cost of living, and general discontent. But as you can imagine, maybe those play a role into the increased road rage. Mm-hmm. They're saying that this was a study by Forbes Advisor, and they said the number of road rage incidents have surged, and it's just crazy. They did 10,000 licensed drivers across all 50 states. So this is the quote. It found California has the highest percentage of drivers who've experienced some type of road rage incident, including being cut off on purpose, cursed at, threatened, or tailgated. Mm-hmm. Missouri, Utah, Oklahoma, Colorado were 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively. And I know a lot of people started off in California, ended up in Utah and Colorado, so that could account for some of that. But yeah, it's getting really, 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 really bad. 11.5% of those surveyed in California said they've been forced off the road. 35.5% said they've been blocked from merging or changing lanes. 47.5% feel like they've been cut off on purpose, and 60.5% said that they were tailgated. It is road war. I feel like it's somewhere between the first Mad Max movie and the second Mad Max movie. We're just like, it was pre-apocalyptic to post-apocalyptic. We're kind of in there right now.
Yeah.
And I've been experienced it, but I've also probably perpetrated it. I got cut off coasting down the grade. Some guy cut in front of me, brake checked me, and I was just so mad. I was just beeping all the way down, turned on my brights at night, followed them, and found out it turned off. I was like, hey, learn how to drive. But yeah, it doesn't bring out the best of me.
Nobody's pulled a gun on you, right?
Calm. Yeah.
Nobody's pulled a gun on you?
Not yet.
Well, thank goodness, because we had that happen to us once. It was like 5 or 6 years ago, but we were driving through Dallas, and the person I was riding with was like doing the swerving, just going in, whatever that's called, where you just go in and out of cars, like that. And I guess he cut somebody off because the guy started following us, and he got up beside us, and he had a gun in his hand. And I just laid down in the seat because I thought he was going to shoot us, but he didn't. But the thing is that, I can, I'm glad I don't drive through that shit. I mean, I lived in Metairie outside of New Orleans, and I'd have to go to New Orleans every so often. But to me, I never saw, anything like that, road rage wise, on the road. So I just think it's interesting. But I was interested in looking at Oklahoma as number 4. I wonder why it's so rural. There's a few cities, spotted through the middle, on the
Tulsa and Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, it's like a big X, like cross or big cross across the state with 40, going through there. And, and there's a couple cities, but nothing big. I mean, I always imagined road rage, and stuff like that around huge cities, like around Dallas. Dallas is ginormous. I mean, you can drive and drive. It seems like you drive for hours and you never get out of the city. That's what it seems like. But I guess it's a lot worse in places like, I've been to California a few times and driven, and San Francisco. I went to Alcatraz and some other things like that, and there was a lot of
it is awful. Basically, anybody that has to commute into town to work, if you want to live in like in a nicer place, maybe a little bit less, safer in the city, slightly better cost of living, but still expensive, you're going to spend time in traffic, and you have to be aggressive and on your ball, and then you arrive at work exhausted. It's like you worked a full day and you show up at work and you're like, oh man.
When you're knuckle driving, you're white knuckle driving,
yeah,
you got the steering wheel like that, just trying to make sure you can get out of the way fast enough when some idiot tries to cut you off or slams on their brakes in front of you, and it's bumper to bumper traffic. Where I'm at right now, I try to stay almost at least a half car length behind every vehicle. Even when we're stopped, waiting for the light, I try not to, because I don't want to be stuck so close that I can't pull out if someone tries to rush my car. Like in New Orleans, people would come up to your car and they'd knock on your window, want to clean your window for money, you know what I mean, or something. And I would say no, and I was always worried that they would bash your window open and then reach in and try to grab you or whatever. So you get paranoid, so I can understand where some of the road rage would come from. But I thought, I just was shocked when I saw those like Oklahoma. Is it Utah? Like, is it got a massive amount of people there or something?
No. Well, the reason being is that you have, since it's rural, there is a fight or a bar fight or whatever that goes on. It tends to use cars to travel somewhere, go down to his street, go to there. So road rage and then rural locations, you have to drive everywhere. Well, I think that increases it. And basically those areas, the casinos being Oklahoma and all that stuff, that's a possibility why it's higher. Yeah. Drinking and all that stuff, all this sin brings all those bad people.
Cut off on purpose, blocked from merging or changing lanes. Now, I have seen that a lot when you travel a lot. Like I go from where I'm at to Arkansas, from Arkansas to Louisiana, down to New Orleans, and then to Oklahoma and to Dallas, like that. So you're driving that way. There's lots of construction. And whenever you see a lot of construction, there'll end up being 2 lanes where they're trying to funnel people down in. And I've seen a lot of truckers will pull out and start forcing people to have to get over into the other lane so that the cars flow better, because what you'll see is all these cars flying by you and trying to squeeze in at the very end.
You know what I do?
Making it very tough to get in.
The most important thing, whenever I'm going to go anywhere driving, I map my location out, where I need to go, when I want to get there, and then I get there early. And then, you know what? If I do all that and I get there earlier with it just to relaxed, there's no traffic problems.
But everyone,
but everyone here is like, it's all, most of this happens because the system has you locked in. They get up in the morning, wake up, you're pissed off, you get in the car, you got to drive along, you got to they want it. It's the system is made to give you stress, to keep you sick. Because again, it's how it is. You stay up late watching television, getting inundated with crap. You sleep because someone's making more money than you are. Someone has a bigger
Yeah.
house, blah blah blah, and then you go to bed. You're all angry. Then you wake up, and then the alarm may not work out, or you get enough sleep. You got to get ready, and then you get the TV's on, and bullshit. You get in the car, you drive, and there's an accident, and you try DPS working all that stuff, and you get your coffee, and you're all hyped up on sugar and all this stuff.
That's true.
But I'm just saying, everything is made to put you in a state of constant stress.
And the person that cuts you off is a Subaru Outback with a coexist sticker or Biden Harris sticker and something from the Human Rights.
No, I know, and I bet you there are people out there that purposely drive to cause chaos.
I think some of the worst. I think I don't want to disparage every single Subaru Outback driver. I'm sure there's a handful of ones that can drive, but there's also a good number that cannot drive. And they're the DMV, I think, has reported that reports of unsafe lane changes extremely high with Outbacks with coexist stickers. Watch out! They're too busy trying to dismantle the imaginary patriarchy and the oppressive systems in their mind to pay attention to real world, boring things like lane changes.
Well, the next thing I want to bring up is this is a video I watched that came across the thing, because I'm always talking about when you have Democrats running your cities for so long, they end up becoming corrupt. Like cops don't want to get jobs there. They have a hard time getting police officers. They have a hard time getting people to work in the industry to be the trash people, all the different things. So your city just gets dirtier and dirtier because they don't want to pay you. But if you're a cop, you're not allowed to arrest anybody, and as soon as you arrest them, they just put them right back out on the street, So it's getting harder and harder to fill any of these jobs because nobody wants them. And who would? You're going out there, you can get beat up and shot, and knifed, and bottles thrown at you, and all kinds of rocks thrown at you, being treated with shit on a daily basis, and you're barely making a little over minimum wage, basically, and you're risking your life each day. So this I thought was a very interesting video when I watched it, to listen to this gentleman talking about, I think he's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He says he's driving around. It says it doesn't have to be this way. Drive the pro-criminal Democrats out of office and make the rank and file Dems ashamed to be labeled as Dems. They're a scourge on society. Now, that's what this gentleman posted. But I just thought the video was interesting to get to watch him drive through and talk about it. From the differences that he's seen. And if all of you think about it, in the state that you're in right now, if you've been there for 10 years or maybe longer, and you move to a town, okay, and you moved just outside of town because you didn't want to be right in the city, but you wanted the easy access, what's it like now? What's it like when you drive into the city compared to what it was 10 years ago? See, that's what I've been trying to get people to think about, because, man, I'm telling you, even in Arkansas, some of these cities, the crime is just like West Memphis, Pine Bluff, Little Rock, all the little places outside of Little Rock. The crime is like through the roof.
Do you believe
people don't have jobs? What? Do
you believe that they're forcing people to stay indoors this way, theoretically, by the idea of having massive crime? So first off, if you look historically, the pandemic, people stayed home. So then now the habit of going out is no longer there. Malls are dying, theaters are dying. Big events that go outside are not that prevalent. It's very, very rare.
A lot of the businesses are dying too. It's because of the cops aren't allowed to do their job. They're not allowed to arrest people. People can go in and steal shit right off the shelf and walk out. Because I'm seeing more and more video where people are just standing there watching them take stuff.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, why unload the truck into the store? Just take everything out of the store.
And not only that, they are now firing employees who post the videos of the stealing going on.
Yeah,
but because these think about it, Janet, or the panel, everybody here. If I'm somewhere working somewhere and then someone tries to rob, and I'm told that I'm not supposed to interfere, I I would quit that job if that was the case, because I am not going to work in a safe space in a place like that. Don't interfere. If they could have a weapon, how, they just come in and steal? Let them take the things. What do they shoot you? What if they want money? What if?
What if they come in and they walk up to a lady and she's got a kid in her cart and they grab the kid and they walk out of the store? I mean, you see what I mean? What are you not allowed to do to defend yourself?
I know, but this is the whole idea. This is the idea of the superhero. This is why.
Or the vigilante. That's what I'm thinking is about to happen.
Yeah. Vigilantes will happen. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. In historical through the 1920s, 1930s, the rise of superheroes, because someone to stand up and do something. But you're right. Before that, the prevalence would be those that would seek revenge, stand up, like an Equalizer, the Shadow, someone who would
that movie
save the day.
About Walking Tall or something. Some guy with a bat who was defending his town or something.
Yeah, Walking Tall.
Yeah, Walking Tall. I don't remember the actor and stuff, but I remember Mom talking about it, that she wished.
But again, there is a transition. There's a transition between vigilante and hero, in the sense that a vigilante does it because he's fed up and he's doing this other stuff, and it's portrayed as somebody that's very violent, that's doing these things because he's had enough and he's like, the system's raking him, versus like a Robin Hood, someone who robs rich, gives to the poor and all that stuff, or some hero like John Wick who does things for the righteous reason. But the vigilantes is a scary one, because again, that's what they want. That's the other plan during the summer of love in 2020. Now 2024, whatever's going to happen, and it goes to your Avatar rooftop deplorable, where some people are going to be cornered, and what are they going to do? I remember in 1992 when the riots happened in Los Angeles. I saw those people on the rooftops, people who came from Asia after the fall of Vietnam, the rise of Reaganomics, everything like that, the building up, the booming there. But then the crime started in the late 80s, 90s, crack cocaine, this and that, stuff like that. And then you had the Rodney King incident that happened, and then again, conflict. They want it. If it bleeds, it leads. They're going to keep doing this. They are itching for somebody to do something. They want it to happen. They thirst for it, because again, they're timing it. We're in July. We have August, September, and remember, October is always known for the October surprise. What's coming? So many different things could happen. That's why I say, if they elevate her to president and it's done as a president, someone tries to do something, it'll be elevated to a other level. Because right now, all the polling is fake. It's basically saying that Biden has endorsed her and she has the votes. To a normie, they think this is true. It hasn't happened yet, and that's why Trump is 100% correct not to debate Harris, because let the process happen. Because again, I think it's still going to be an open convention. If it's fair, it should be open. It should be open. If not, then
I think it's going to be too.
It has to be. There has to be someone with some fucking balls there that's a delegate, And if it doesn't, then
we're going to find out. We got,
because like I say, because of right now, the fix is in. Democracy is dead. The Democratic Party is not democratic anymore. It is a party of lies, and it is the instrument, the political instrument of the deep state. Just like big pharma is the political, that's the medical deep state, and in Hollywood is the cultural deep state, to convince you to believe, to push this in you. Imagine just like right now, if someone said the Acolyte or whatever the bullshit is, that's Star Wars, and a normie would say, okay, that's Star Wars. No, it's not. But again, changing culture on. Did
you fucking say Star Wars?
Yes, on our fantasy, changing the narrative that Kamala was not the border czar at all. Changing that narrative too. Oh, Joe Biden is sharp as a tack, and then changing that narrative too. Again,
the same thing I've always seen with the Democrats is the history of now. Okay. They don't go by the history from last year or even when high school or whatever. It's right happens right now. What we say is history. That's history. They've all, as far as I know, I've always seen Democrats that's it. That's what they do. You know, the history that happened doesn't matter. It's what's happening right now. It's a history of now. This is what's real. This is what's happened. That's outdated and old. See?
Right.
And that's the dumb mentality, because that's why Rome fell. I mean, if we can't see our own demise coming right at us like a freight train about to run us over, then what good is history? Why do you think we had historians in the past? It's because so you won't repeat the same things over and over, because after 2 or 3 generations, they start doing the exact same stupid shit, because that's
Really
just
quick,
human nature.
Really quickly. So what are the chances of a war happening now? They're even greater or less is great, because if they're controlling everything and Harris is this and that, what the freak's going on?
I don't know.
Because again, it's like, if they make her president, it's like, man, the world's in deep shit.
I'm 100% behind you. I agree with you. And that's why I've been trying to warn people about it, because that's what I said was going to happen. Because if they can't beat, I kept saying, if they can't beat him through the lawfare, they're going to try to get rid of him. They're going to try to get rid of him. And they did that, and they missed. Okay. Whoever they had the whole plan didn't work or whatever.
Well,
so
there's more
he's still
about
around.
that, you know.
So now
it's getting pretty freaking, it's getting pretty freaking scary about that. If you heard the latest thing that I heard.
Oh yeah.
No,
you're talking about the shooter?
No. What happened? No. What? Okay. Sorry, it is a shooter. But what happened was this. I'll say it very, very fast. They had eyes on the shooter, and they had the eyes on the shooter were from the building behind him. Mm-hmm. They saw the guy climbing. And they didn't stop him climbing. And then here's where it gets fucking retarded or very conspiratorial. So what happened is, the reason they didn't stop him is because he got a phone call minutes before the shot laid, that his buddy sniper was downstairs and he couldn't get back in the building because he didn't have his key card on him. So he had to leave there, go down there, open the door for him, and during that period is when the shot went out. It's been verified. That's been verified. So that is sick. That is, again, boom. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you think that's interesting, they came out with or you guys know that stream or that social network Gab?
Yeah, that's what he was on.
Yeah, apparently, he was on Gab, and he was rather very left wing. He was supporting Biden, defending Biden. Now, here's the thing, folks. I am going to put a disclaimer on this because the CEO of Gab said it may be this person's account. I'm not going to say for certain it was. I am, however, going to say what the CEO said, it was very much, or it is very much suspected that it was his account. So everybody's saying, oh, he's registered Republican. Guess what? I'm registered Republican. I only freaking register Republican because it gives me the ability to vote in the primaries.
And that's what he did York, too. He probably voted for Haley.
That's probably why he came to do that, is to try to manipulate his one vote.
Yes, but and here's the other thing, as I'm making my point. Here's another thing. Registering as one party or the other means absolutely fucking nothing, because you had a bunch of fucking Democrats during the Democrat or the Republican primary voting for Nikki Haley in states or in other states and whatnot. You had all these people who were completely anti-Trump voting for Nikki Haley, and they were all registered Democrat. So I don't want to hear a fucking thing from the media saying, oh, he's a registered Republican. Yeah, and guess what? I've seen registered Democrats vote Republican. So your point is moot. it is no longer viable because you are retards in the media. You are all trying to paint this narrative. Oh, he's registered Republican. Doesn't mean shit. Well, Donald Trump incited an insurrection. You all incited an attempted presidential assassination.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't want to hear shit from the media because they're not reliable, folks. You can keep watching Fox. You can keep watching all these fucking tools on the fucking media. And as far as I'm concerned,
for some reason, I don't know why, but they keep watching it.
As far as I'm concerned, the media has perfected the complete abuse of the First Amendment. Mm-hmm. The First Amendment of freedom of speech was never meant to or for the press to influence people. They were only meant to
put the facts out. Yeah,
to inform
facts out so we can make a good decision.
Unbiased. Unfortunately, corporate media or media became corporate or corporatized or whatever the word is. They became a corporate entity. Now I do believe that the fairness doctrine had a point. Unfortunately, it was declared unconstitutional. Now the point is the fairness doctrine, or if say I was involved in politics, if I was a person who was like president or could incite policy, I would actually be cut due to the fact that the media has turned from informing the people to in trying to influence the people with malicious lies, mind you. Then I do believe there needs to be a check on the media, a check that actually penalizes and punishes them for actually trying to mislead the American people. The media influenced 2020's election. It is or they are partly responsible for the steal of that election. And I'm sorry to say, folks, yes, there was some shady shit going on with the votes and the ballots and whatnot, but also the media. They hid the Hunter Biden laptop story. They hid Joe Biden's slip-ups. They hid all of that shit. And now we have a person who is destroyed, or we have a Democratic Party who has destroyed the democratic process and put in and installed a candidate just like they installed Joe Biden into the Oval Office. So, yeah, the way that I see it, all of the shit that they all claim to be right and virtuous, they are literally the fucking enemy of the people. They do not have your best interest at heart. They are not trying to inform you. They are trying to indoctrinate you. And if you're dumb enough to fucking believe them, I want nothing to do with you. I'm sorry. As much of a constitutionalist as I am, I do believe that there needs to be a check when it comes to the freedom of the press. Meaning, if they are not going to use the media to spread actual truth, then they should not be allowed to ask questions at the White House press briefings. Because as far as I'm concerned, they are allowed to report whatever they want. That does not mean they have the privilege of being called on in a White House press briefing.
Yeah, you have the right to say it, but it doesn't mean you have
the right to report it. Doesn't mean I have to call on you.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that anybody has to listen to you. You see what I mean? Yeah. You can.
I mean,
say anything
it is
you
a
want
very
on
big check,
corner,
but unfortunately, these people have had too much free reign. They have had too much freedom because we even heard Joe Scarborough's trampy ass wife on Morning Joe. What's her fucking name? I can't even remember her fucking name. And it doesn't matter. She's like, our job, or it's not Trump's job to influence the people. It's our job to influence the people.
Because that's exactly
right then and there.
Well, I want to play this video real quick.
Before you play that, Janet, I got to get going. But
okay.
I just wanted to say to you and Ruben and Orange Hat, very strong takes. Thanks for letting me participate in the shit show. I got to get going. I got another obligation. But everyone have a good weekend. Stay strong. Trump 2024, and yeah, watch out for that media. They are the enemy of the people, like you said. Oh my goodness, it's infuriating. So take care.
Much. You have a good weekend.
And don't road rage, people. Be careful out there.
We will. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Janet.
Talk to you later. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and play this because I think you could just see his disgust when he's speaking.
It's been a while since I've been back to Albuquerque, and it used to be bad here, but man, I've never seen it like this. The amount of drug addicts, the amount of drug deals going on in the open, police driving by not doing anything about it, the amount of illegals, and the clear cartel activity. This is what happens when you have a Democrat leftist governor running a state in a country that's being run by open borders leftists. It's really bad. Democrat run cities turn into. Every corner is the same. Smoking crack out in the middle of the streets, prostitution, assaults, robberies. It is just nonstop, man. Out of town, I haven't been back here in a while, but man, it just seems like it has gotten bad out here. Just the amount of bums and drug addicts and illegals and out of control, huh? This has just been in the last like 4 years it's gotten this bad? Yeah. Wow. From other states or other cities? Wow. Right. Right. Wow. That's crazy, man. All right. Well, God bless you guys. Yeah. Stay safe, huh? I was just talking to the cops here. I don't know if you could hear that, but they said since COVID and the sanctuary state policies out here, Democrat governors, man, yeah, this is what you got. Prostitution, drug addicts, illegals, everything bad. You want more of that? Keep voting for Democrats. Oh my gosh, how ridiculous is this?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see.
This is so unbelievable, guys. So Albuquerque is being taken over by drug addicts and homeless. You got just dozens of them out here on every corner now, selling drugs, robbing, doing prostitution. And so the answer by the leftists in Albuquerque is to put these police trailers out here and to blare classical music out. This is the answer. There's a big megaphone on there. They got a camera up there, but the police can't do anything. So the answer is not to arrest the criminals that are sitting out here right there, right now. They're sitting right there, right now. It's to put music up in the parking lots. That's the solution by leftists in Albuquerque. That's going to prevent the crime. That's liberal logic for you right there. I was driving by, I was like, what's that noise? That's their policing. It's to play classical music in a parking lot where they know all the crime's happening. Wow. Moral of the story is stop voting for Democrats, guys, unless you want your city to look like the hole Albuquerque's become.
Sad. Very sad. But it's truthful. I mean, all you got to do is go to any big city near you, maybe not even huge. Just drive around and try to remember what it was like, or even talk to people, that are at the store or whatever. What was this town like this, 10 years ago? What was it like, or 20 years ago when you were a kid or whatever. And, but it's in every single big giant city. I mean, it's rampant. And it's just like you said, instead of doing anything, they spend my money, your money, all our hard-earned tax dollars to implement stuff like that, and to let the people walk in and just take what they want off the shelf so you don't have to worry about them hurting anyone. They just shove you out of the way or steal your purse or, anything else. But see, if they steal your purse along with all the shit they're taking off the shelf, are you allowed to do anything to defend yourself? It's because we don't have any rights. the only ones that have rights are the criminals. And then they want to take our guns from us so we can't defend our own homes for ourselves.
This reminded me, because again, we were talking about the vigilante stuff, right?
Yeah.
Remember the Bernard Goetz in New York?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, come on, you guys, like, it's you're repeating history all over again. But they want someone to do something. Well, the thing that happened, remember Daniel Perry, who took the guy down, and they
Mm-hmm.
killed they arrested the guy for doing that, for saving people's lives. It's so sad.
I know. I just don't know. I mean, I would like to ask the chat. I mean, have you guys seen an increase in your cities with the crime and all that? And not just because it's COVID, okay? It can't be just because we had COVID. I mean, to me, it has to be more. There has to be laws. I mean, we're not following the laws, and people keep saying, well, we just need to put more laws out. Well, what happened to the laws we had 10 years ago? People were getting arrested for beating their wife, or being drunk in public, or stealing, or breaking into cars. All those things are illegal. They used to be, where you'd have to go get handcuffs, go get processed, and then have to appear in court, or get arrested and sleep it off in jail. I mean, you used to do it, but now they don't. And that's all I hear is, give us some more money so we can pass more laws.
The system wants you to be stressed.
Janet?
The system wants you to have a problem with them.
Check out the email that Hardwick Bentho sent you.
Okay,
It sent you something
for the Friday Night Shit Show email? Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go check.
I'm guessing so, because it's something Thomas Jefferson said about dishonest news reporting that's extremely relevant now. It's not very long.
Okay, so let me
definitely something that should be addressed.
Okay, I'm going to click on this link and go there. Okay. If I pull it up, would you want to read it?
If you pull it up, sure.
Okay. Let me get this real quick and I'll pull it up. Okay, here we go. Can you see that?
Hold on. Well, it's quite wordy. Can you yeah.
I don't know how to make it bigger.
Don't worry, I can zoom in with my own screen.
Okay.
All right, so this is Thomas Jefferson to John Norvell. To your request of my opinion on the manner in which newspapers should be conducted, so as to be the most useful, I should answer by restraining it to true facts and sound principles only. Yet I fear a paper would find few subscribers. It is a melancholy truth that a suppression of the press could more completely deprive the nation of its benefits. That is done by its abandoned position to prostitutions to falsehood.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can now be relieved or believed, which is seen in a newspaper. Truth itself becomes suspicious by being put into that polluted vehicle. The real extent of that state of misinformation is known only to those who are in situations to confront facts with their knowledge with the lies of the day. I really look with commiseration over the great body of my fellow citizens who, reading newspapers, live and die in the belief that they have known something of what has been passing in the world in their time, whereas the accounts they have read in newspapers are just as true a history of any other period of the world as of the present, except that the real names of the day are affixed to their fables. General facts may indeed be collected from them, such as that Europe is now at war, that Bonaparte has been a successful warrior, that he has subjected a great portion of Europe to his will, etc., etc. But no details can be relied on. I will add that the man who never looks into the newspaper is better informed than he who reads them, inasmuch he or as he knows nothing is nearer to truth than he whose mind is
Oh,
filled
sorry.
with
Trying to close that. Darn it, why is it not going off?
I can still see it, so I'm still
I'm
reading.
sorry. Can you not hear it?
I can hear it. I'm just reading. With falsehoods and errors, who reads nothing will still learn the great facts, and the details are all false. Perhaps an editor might begin reformation in some such way as this: divide his paper into 4 chapters, heading the first truths, second probabilities, third possibilities, fourth lies. The first chapter should be very short, as it would contain little more than authentic papers. The information from such sources as the editor would be willing to risk his own reputation for their truth. The second would contain what, from their nature or from a mature consideration of all circumstances, his judgment should conclude to be probably true. This, however, should rather contain too little than too much. The third and fourth should be professedly for, let's see here, those readers who would rather have lies for their money than the blank paper they would occupy. The Founders' Constitution, Volume 5, Amendment 1, Speech and Press, Document 29. So essentially what Thomas Jefferson is saying here, folks, is that a person the press can be allowed to say what they want. However, it is up to the people to hold them to account with the actual truth. Because there may come a time in which the people will not hold, or in which the press will no longer give you the truth. So, effectively, Thomas Jefferson predicted the future, as did most of the founding fathers when they wrote the Constitution. They understood there would be abuses later on.
Yeah, definitely. All of them were geniuses. I always say that all the time because they all came from different backgrounds, and they worked together to try to set up what they felt would be the best government and make the people freer to have more decision choices for themselves instead of having the government force their opinions on them. And we were lucky to have had that happen to us.
I mean, while it is a good thing that he places his trust in the people to find out the truth themselves, unfortunately, the media has influenced people to such a degree in which they are willfully retarded to those truths. Or retarded enough to not look for those truths.
Well, they're not.
And when
really,
I say that, I'm saying the original definition.
I think they're just lazy. Okay.
Held back or hindered is what I am using when I say retarded. I'm not.
Well, I know what you mean.
I'm not using the derogatory.
I think it's they're just lazy. They've gotten complacent to where why should I worry about it? You know, I can get my remote and watch TV. I can listen to music. I can scroll through my phone. I can call and order food. I can call and order my groceries and just pick them up, or even have them delivered to my house. They pretty much have everything in their life has become easier and easier. Remember that movie WALL-E with the little robot? Okay.
Love that movie.
And the people become gluttonous in their homes or in their
lives.
Yeah.
Their lives. Yeah.
And in their life, they didn't. They didn't even want to go back to Earth because everything they ever wanted is right there for them at their fingertips. They didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to grow food. They didn't have to do anything anymore. Basically, they just become completely reliant on all their machines and their gadgets to take care of them. And that's why, what was it? Was it Willie Nelson that said, take a kid to a farm so they can find out where their food comes from? You know, how do we get potatoes? How do they make French fries?
The way that I see it,
you know, all those things. And it's sad because we become so accustomed to just, you know, saying, I want this and just getting it. You know, we don't have to. I remember as a kid being so excited when we got to go see Santa Claus, and I got to tell Santa Claus that I wanted this toy or I wanted this game or this science kit. You know, I wanted one of those little kits where I could mix different chemicals together and had a little shaker and a microscope and all that. I remember how excited I was over it, and I couldn't wait to get it. And then Christmas came, and I didn't get the science kit that I wanted, that I thought I explained to Santa that I wanted. And my mother told me, and I was really upset about it because I said, all it brought me was this, and that's all I wanted. And she tried to explain to me that maybe I need to get a job. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you could clean up trash, or you can go around the neighbors and see if they need help clean their windows or their car wash and make some money. And then we can go to the store and you can buy it for yourself. So, you know, I started doing stuff like that. I started doing chores for people so I could get money to buy the gift I wanted that I didn't get because I thought I was a good kid and I didn't get what I asked for. So more and more kids don't even do that. You got kids that are 12 years old. They have a $900 phone and they don't do any chores. They don't even have to make A's at school. You know, we are doing that. We are, as parents, that's what we're doing to our kids. We're raising our kids to be lazy and to expect, you know, they just put their hand out. They expect us to give them whatever they want because we've done that. We've made a couple of generations of kids that just think that they're owed everything, you know.
Old school Yankee, if that is true, that's excellent. That will actually put Donald Trump in a lead that not even Kamala Harris can catch.
No, that's not true.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday that he was dropping out and that he might endorse Trump, but you know, I haven't heard
I
him
heard
saying
that Trump called him for an endorsement, but haven't heard anything beyond that. But if that is true, I'm not saying it is, folks. If that is true, I think that would be Democrats are fucked. I mean, when you have a Kennedy, folks, Kennedy has always been associated. The Kennedy clan has always, with the exception of the one that's in the Senate right now, but the Kennedy clan has been very much associated with the Democrats. And to have one basically go to independent is seen as a betrayal because his family members are basically saying you have joined the Republican side. It's like, well, here's the thing. No, I haven't. Back during JFK and RFK seniors day, they were more moderate. They were actually even had a lot more conservative Democrats, meaning Democrats that had the values of today's conservatives, just with some differences here and there. There's speculation as to why Kennedy has been assassinated and who assassinated him. I'm not going to always believe in all the conspiracy theories, folks. I'm sorry. The Kennedy assassination is not one that I will ever take lightly. I know for a fact that there are only 5 people who have access to the full unredacted file. And only 5 people are allowed to read that file. And anybody, or say a president did, or because a president would have access to that unredacted file, or if he were, or if a president were to read the file, chances are after they leave office, they are going to be held to such a security risk or they will be seen as such a high security risk.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what anybody says about the JFK assassination, in my personal opinion on this, I am not going to believe that the CIA fucking murdered him. I'm not going to believe that I don't even fucking believe that Oswald killed him. I believe that the man was assassinated. He had a bullet put through his head and he died. I do not know any circumstances beyond what is proven. I only know that somebody shot him in the head. And as far as I am concerned, the truth of it will never be revealed.
Now, what was it Hinckley that shot Ronald Reagan? Okay, and he said he did it to impress Jodie Foster or something.
Yeah,
remember that? Okay, that's what this is one of the things that I've tried to talk about a couple times in Spaces when I was trying to say everybody's putting all this huge conspiracy around the shooter that tried to take out Trump, right? And and it's hard not to get dragged into some of it because there was one on the tower, there was another shooter in the crowd, there was this, that, and the other going on. And I say because it could just be simply a 20-year-old man who is trying to impress his friends. That's it. Could be something
or it
that
could have just
simple.
been somebody, or it could have just been as simple. All right.
I'm not finished yet. Just one second. But the reason why I think there's more to it is because it's not like a regular fair or anything like that where you have a state representative or something speaking, okay, or a mayor, okay. This was a potential president, a past president of the United States of America, and this person's wandering around with a rangefinder, and he climbs up on the roof and he has a gun, and there's 2 full minutes, because I showed this video, what was a couple weeks ago, right after, 2 full minutes where people are yelling, he's got a gun, and they never take him off the stage. Nobody does anything. That's how I know there's something conspiracy-wise is going on, because the place wasn't secure. If a 20-year-old guy could ride his bike up there with a rangefinder and stuff, and they said he was a suspicious person, then someone's yelling, there's a guy on the roof with a gun, and they still leave him on the stage. Somebody wanted him to be shot because they let the guy shoot 5 or more rounds before and then when Trump grabs his head and falls to the ground, then they shoot him. Okay. He shouldn't have got off 1 round. Okay. That's what should normally happen.
That was a failure.
That's why I think there's more to it than just some dumb kid that was trying to impress his friends that he had stated on one of his gaming apps or whatever that he was going to do something big, and he was going to and he had a list with Biden on it too. It was a few people on this list that he was trying to take out because he hated them or whatever the reason. But the thing is, it could be that simple, like what Hinckley did. Just wanted to impress Jodie Foster because in his mind, he had some type of relationship with her. Just like that guy that traveled like 5 states away to go to that girl in California that was on that show with the Mork and Mindy actress was on there. My sister something. I can't remember the name of it. But this young actress, her first TV series she's ever been on. And this guy became obsessed with this young actress, and he got online somehow and found out where she lived. He got a weapon and he drove right to her house and he shot her. She opened the front door and he shot her multiple times and she died. And he's still in prison right now. But the thing is the fact that he was just nuts. Okay. And he thought Yankee. There was a relationship. There wasn't.
Yeah. Old school Yankee. It's not, or if they do say he hated Biden too excuse, this is the way that my personal opinion on the shooter. And yes, there's a lot of shit coming out, a lot of stuff going here and there, a lot of news being reported. Until all the news is actually freaking properly disseminated, I don't know what to believe. But all I do know is that it wouldn't, or if a person or this 20-year-old, for all we know, could have just been sick and tired of all the fucking shit in politics from both Republicans or Democrats. He even had a fucking picture of Fanny Ass Willis or freaking Fanny Pack Willis on her or on his phone.
How convenient is that? We can't even ask him a question. We can't interrogate him.
This kid, there may be, for all we know, yes, there could be a conspiracy of somebody who wanted Trump dead, for all we know. However, it could be that, or if one thing is possibly true, that means that everything else is not true. So, but the problem is, we will not know. The shooter is dead at the scene. He can't speak. The parents are fucking clueless. Unfortunately, and for those people who are going around and harassing the parents, you are fucking evil. And even if you are a Trump supporter and you are fucking harassing that kid's parents, you are fucking evil. You shouldn't be considered a supporter of Trump, whether you support him or not. Those people who are going after his parents, harassing his parents, leave them the fuck alone. It is their failure, that they did not raise that kid right.
And not just that, it's the fact that the guy was 20 years old. He was an adult.
He is an adult. He's
responsible for his own fucking choices. He didn't have to talk to his parents about everything he did. And the fact that he was riding a bicycle does not make him a kid. The reason he rode a bike is he parked his car far enough away because he had explosives in his vehicle. And he didn't know whether they were going to have bomb-sniffing dogs. So he didn't bring it. He had a remote on its body when went through his backpack and all that stuff. He did have a remote to whatever was in this car, but he rode a bicycle so that he could get there without being, having to worry about his car getting looked through and all that stuff. So at least that's what I would think.
One thing with the whole explosives bit, honestly, I think he wanted to set off the explosions in the car as a diversion to get people to look and whatnot, to get Trump to stay absolutely as still as possible, and then he would take his shot. And then in the ensuing chaos, he would get out. The only problem is, and yes, as incompetent as the Secret Service were that day, if the Secret Service were properly doing all of this shit, and if they were not incompetent due to the whole DEI poison that was put in their minds and all of that shit, they would have shot him dead before he even had his weapon at the ready. The second he started crawling on the roof, they would have said, we have a threat. The second he shows himself, neutralize him before he can even shoot.
Before he even climbed up the building, if they saw him with a rifle, they would have said, hey, here's a guy, he's got a gun, because there was no reason for anyone to have a rifle, unless they were one of them, and they weren't. So what I was thinking was that as soon as he shot off his rounds, he was going to push the button, had the vehicle blow up. Everybody runs thinking that towards that, thinking that's what's going on. And then he gets off the roof and he gets on his bike and rides away. See, that's what I think, because he's a 20-year-old kid. That's what I think he was thinking.
See? You're right, actually, because if he would have set off the bomb, or if he would have set off the car before he shot Trump, Secret Service would have been all over Trump.
Yeah, Trump would have got away. So he had to shot Trump and then push the button,
then ran
to get everybody to look and run towards that. Because you see how calm everybody kept saying, how can we be so calm? People are so calm. But you got to remember, it's a rural area. This is what I tell people. You live in a rural area.
Gun
Guess
nuts.
What? I hear guns go off all the time.
Gun nuts.
No. But here's one thing. Here are the facts that people have. The new facts people don't know. Hours before that everything happened, the van that he had the explosive in was under the water tower for hours.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Okay, now that's what we know. It was there. Then for some reason it was moved 10 miles away from the event. So how does he get a ladder and a gun that close?
Well, what I said was, I feel that he went there earlier in the day, just like they said, because they followed his phone or whatever around. He took the little drone with the rangefinder, and he was flying it around to see where the best place was for him to shoot the gun to get to Trump. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, because he knew enough to know how to do that. If you hunt squirrel or deer or anything, you learn a little bit about how to get your prey. Okay, even a woman can figure out a couple of these things. Then he thought, okay, they're going to think there's a shooter. If I do this and I stay here, or I'm in this tree or whatever, they're going to think the shooter's from the tower. So if I put my vehicle over there, blow the tower up afterward, everybody be looking at the tower, going toward the tower, running, and in the chaos, I can just climb down off of my tree or the building, get on my bike, and ride off. See, that's what I think he was planning on doing.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what he was planning on doing. But it didn't happen because, again, he ended up. Why did he end it 10 miles away?
Maybe he got spooked. Maybe he got spooked. After he brought the ladder and left it against the tree. Okay. Because a couple people said they saw the ladder against the tree. So he used that to get up on the building, but they just figured it was there because it belonged to somebody. The sad fact is, the people running around that were buying tickets and t-shirts and doing all that stuff, the tourist people to see Trump, weren't the ones that were supposed to make sure there's a strange ladder there.
Remember the
didn't do their job.
Photo that came out of him,
of the kid,
a side photo of him.
Yes,
remember it was a side photo.
That was a drone picture.
Yes, that is the photo they took of him on the roof before he started.
Yeah.
And they said they knew he was a person of interest. Were tracking him, so they took a picture of him.
Person, yes, I remember
so then
that.
The very first picture, it was like, you knew this hours ago, and then
that's what I'm talking about.
And then right at the moment of the it going down, the guy who's literally like, it's like if you had a 2-story building, you saw it's like an H, it's an H. And it's right there. So if he opens the window and looks out, he can see him right there. And he left to let the guy come in with it. It's stupid setup. It's just as foul and stinky as Epstein hung himself, but unfortunately the two guys fell asleep and the tape stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly
convenient, isn't it?
It's the exact same scenario.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's why when you have that many things going wrong, all one after the other, it makes it look more and more like something was set up. Okay. And to me, when I watched that one interview with that one sniper that used to be a sniper, but he's now a senator or something now, and he was on Fox News. I played it on our show. Like last week or whatever. Okay. The thing is, when he said that he shouldn't have been able to get off one shot, because they should have seen him on the roof and took him out, because he's a threat.
But here is where there are 3 scenarios here. And I'll just say this. Scenario 1, that they do their job, they see him, they take him out. Then the media says sniper averted, and then the media will say it's a setup. So getting sympathy for Trump. That's the story.
Yeah,
and it ends. The other one, the other story, the darkest one, Trump assassinated, city burns, everyone comes up, and it's like blah blah blah, all crocodile tears, blah 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 blah. And then they didn't expect scenario 3. It's basically the assassination attempt is like, it's essentially a very mini lawfare. when they basically set it up that the guy can get in here. It's like we set it up for you. He could have been there. He had the insights. He is well ready. We told him to stand out, and he shot 8. He hit him once, but what happened? What's going on here? It's like, because again, the destiny is on Trump's side. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing.
Yep, and I believe that. Yeah, Orange Chat, what were you going to say?
To touch on that, a lot of people folks, don't take any of this the wrong way. I look at things from multiple perspectives. Mm-hmm. Say Trump survived, or say here's what would have happened if Trump, or if they had shot the shooter before he got a shot off. Trump had just another rally with a shooter who was possibly dead, or who was possibly or who was taken out and whatnot, but didn't get a shot off. Trump's not injured. He gets a small bump in the polls. And there you go. We get the worst case, Trump assassinated. We get a civil war. People are not going to listen. People are not going to tone down the rhetoric. People are now beyond pissed off. People are now beyond the point of no return. You just assassinated the best hope of our country. That's the mindset people would think. There's going to be a lot of fucking mayhem.
But see, the people think that right now. Most people that are MAGA.
I do know, but let me finish. Mm-hmm. Then you have what happened. Somebody took a shot at Trump, hit him in the face, his ear. He is surged in the polls. He has survived an assassination attempt, and he is most likely going to win the election. Mm-hmm. I am not saying that is a 100% certainty. However, there is a very strong case with history and other that he will most likely win this scenario. I do, or win the presidency. I do believe, however, that out of all of, or that it is, or that everything happened the way it needed to. I am not condemning the shooter's actions. I am not condemning him at all. Mm-hmm. However, what needed to happen happened. What happened. Trump needed, I'm not saying that he needed that to happen, but he needed something drastic to put him ahead to where it's absolutely undeniable. Now, people should not be going around shooting at presidential people or hopefuls, folks. That's just the way it is. But yes, God was involved in this. God stopped a death that day. Unfortunately, now what didn't need to happen was a life being taken and others being critically injured. I do feel so sad for those lives being taken. I may not emote it very well, but yes, Corey Compertory, and the other two, I am blanking on their names, unfortunately. They should never have been struck by bullets. But for the media and for that piece of shit in the FBI to say, oh, Trump wasn't shot. It was a piece of glass. It was a piece of debris. It was a piece of the things, those screens that they put up there. Those screens were untouched. Mm-hmm. There was a bullet we all saw the freaking photograph of the bullet that went by his head and tore through his ear. We all saw it, folks. The media is not going to convince us otherwise. Now, if you really want to win or have Trump win this election, get off your fucking asses and get to the polls and make sure that every vote is undeniable. As they did in that Cobra Kai show, make every point undeniable. When Trump starts to, or if Trump does, debate Kamala,
He has to make every single point he makes undeniable. So much that she can't counter it. If he can do that, no matter what the media tries to spin, nobody will believe them. Mm-hmm. And he can do that with Kamala Harris. Biden, or him dropping out, yes, it would have been easier to beat Biden. It's now they played a wild card with Kamala, mm-hmm. but she doesn't have the wherewithal to win this election. She can try making up all the shit she wants. The media can try protecting her all she wants. We have history on our side. We mm-hmm. have the media's narrative before they tried sticking up for her on our side. We mm-hmm. have all the videos that we need to continue to inform people of the actual truth. But the main goal is still, but the main need is still the same. Get off your fucking asses on election day and get to the fucking polls and cast your fucking vote. Because the problem with Republicans is that they sometimes believe, oh, we're going to win anyway. It doesn't matter. We only fucking win if you are involved. Mm-hmm. The couch Republicans are what stopped the red wave from happening in 2022. Too much complacency turned the red wave into a red mirage.
Yeah, see, that's another thing is that I'm telling people too, we even if there's someone on the ballot that's a Republican that you don't really like, you still need to vote for him. We have got to put as many seats in there for Trump, and then constantly write to these people, email them, call them in your states to get them to pass the stuff that Trump votes on about getting the border wall finished and deporting people, mm-hmm. And putting people in jail. Stop giving federal funds to sanctuary cities. There's tons of things that we can help by pushing the narrative for him in our states to help get things done to support him. But we've got to stop being lazy and just thinking that someone else is going to do it. See, that's why we're where we are. We always sit back and say, I don't need to do this because someone else is going to do it. Okay. That's like me working out. I work out every other day. And even when I get up and I go, God, I don't feel good today. I'm tired. I got my allergy shots yesterday, blah, 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 whatever. I still get up and I still make myself go. And then once I start doing my elliptical and it starts to sweat and stuff, I start going, I'm glad I came to the workout. Okay. But the thing is that as soon as you sit back and you stop doing it, it gets easier to not do it. Okay.
Yeah, it's called your body
it's
rests.
Easy to not do something, but it's harder to actually have to get involved and do something. But later on, when you look back at yourself and go, God, I'm so thankful that I was there to help, that day or whatever the circumstances are around what you're doing. But that's all working on yourself. What do you think you have to do to improve the situation that you're in? You know what I mean? If you want to make more money per hour, or you want the electric bills to be cheaper and things like that, we have to be able to get laws passed to say, hey, we're tired of you raising our taxes and we're never seeing any roads fixed. We're never seeing in the schools getting any better. So until we start pushing our weight around as the ones who pay all the bills, we're not going to see anything change. What's that slogan everybody says? You keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result or something like that. Whatever that is.
That's the definition of insanity.
Yeah, insanity. That's right.
Yeah, definition of insanity.
Yeah, so we have to make sure we don't do that. We have to make sure that we follow through with what we say we want. I mean, if you went to a restaurant and you were you've been told over and over again they had the best steak anyone's ever had. Oh my God, you got to go to this restaurant. They had this steak and potato or whatever dinner. It's excellent. So you go there and you order it, okay, and they bring it out to you, and your steak is too done, and your potatoes are cold. Are you going to just sit there and eat it because everybody else told you it was going to be great? Or are you going to raise your hand, call the waiter over there and say, hey, my steak's too done and my potatoes are cold. I was told this, you guys had a really good restaurant. Why is this? Why are you handing me this meal? I would expect to send it back and get what I ordered. Okay. And we should be doing the same thing when it comes to our people that we put in office. We got to stop just taking whatever crap they throw at us and start demanding what we asked for, because we're the ones paying all the bills. We should have some say.
Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt, Janet, but
Right.
I do need to address Old School Yankee. Yes, the state government of New York is insane. I will give you that. However, you completely you and many others underestimate New York. New York is what's known as a deep blue state, according to many people, like dumb fuck Shapiro and liberal hive mind in them. They love to say that, New York is a deep blue state. It is red, or it is more red than you fucking realize. The only problem is the freaking population centers like New York City, Albany, Buffalo, and whatnot. Mm-hmm. When it comes down to it, Molinaro had 95% of the state's districts and whatnot voting for him when he went up against Cuomo. When it came down to Zeldin, 95% of the districts voted for Zeldin, not Hochul. Hochul is a fucking tyrant. She's not Cuomo 2.0. She doesn't have the same body count as he does. However, she's very much more racist than he is, especially saying that fucking kids in the Bronx don't know what a fucking computer is. It's like, damn, bitch. And I thought fucking Biden was bad.
Yeah.
But then again, she also calls half of the state or 95% of the state clowns. She calls them, or she says, get the fuck out. We don't want you here. Bitch, when you are the governor, you need to understand a very simple truth. You're not just serving the people who elected you. You are serving the people who didn't want you in office. So, yes, you have to put your shit aside with them and actually be a little bit more moderate. But when it does come to gubernatorial races in city or states that have a lot of population centers that are known for deciding the governor due to population booms, I do believe that they should have, by law, a gubernatorial or an electoral college for gubernatorial race.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you, if they did for New York would be red scarlet.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've gone over all the topics that I had set up for tonight, and it's almost it's after 11. So
before we go, I gotta say, Old School Yankee, take the Hatua Hochul and put it, or take the Hatua and put it on Harris. Hatua Harris works so much better because it's actually accurate.
Mm-hmm. Especially if she's holding a microphone in her hand.
Yeah. Did you see that? Or did you see that thing where it's like, sometimes you just gotta go Hatua and spit on that thing? It was a fucking 60-minute interview clip that somebody fucking did her voice with, kind of like what we did with the Ultra content earlier.
I saw so many really funny memes and little videos. People are getting so good at that stuff. Yeah. I wish I was better at it, but I just want to thank everybody who showed up for us tonight, and thank you, Ruben and Orange Hat, for hanging out with me tonight, and for Rooftop for joining us earlier. He likes to do the karaoke stuff, so which is fine. He has the right to do that. He lives in California, so he needs that extra fun
Tommy
stuff to do. Yeah, but I just want to find out what you two have planned. For the weekend or whatever.
Well, for me, what is tomorrow? Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mow a lawn.
I did that last 2 days.
Sunday is the weekly recap on my YouTube channel. We're no longer talking about the Acolyte, folks, because the Acolyte is finally over and fucking done with. We are going to be talking about some entertainment topics, possibly some political topics, because there's not much in the way of entertainment that is really fucking discussable because, well, a lot of shit is boring right now. But Monday night rants is going to happen. I'm going to be ranting about the Olympics and a little bit about politics. People who want to come on, if you want to come on, it's a full or it is a free invite, open forum. However,
I might join you. I'll let you know.
However, it's only going to be 3 people at a time instead of 4, and also fine. There will be no sharing the stream. I turned that effect off because
it's hurting your stream. That's fine too.
Yep.
It depends on what I can find out about the Olympics, whether I want to rant something.
As for Tuesday, I am giving my thoughts on paranormal horror, and I will be giving my theme for August for theme streams on that day at 1:30 p.m. during that stream. Tuesday night is Barroom Podcast at 9 p.m. where we discuss all sorts of shit on my friend Society Reviews channel. Wednesday is twice a month on Mara's channel. We do the 1s and 2s. My friend Mara Jade, her channel is Jade Shadow. We're going to be doing Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2 for the 1s and 2s. As for the singles, Thursday exclusively on X twice a month will be it's going to be G.I. Jane and then Quick and the Dead.
Okay, good. That sounds awesome. What about you, Ruben? What are your plans?
Oh, basically just, I'm preparing for the future, doing a lot of stuff going on here. But follow me on Rumble, YouTube, and X. I'll be putting stuff out there. I've been doing a little on X, but not a lot on YouTube right now because I'm still a little bit weak and tired, going through some healing right now. I'm going to see a doctor appointment tomorrow, regarding my status of where I am in regards to the rehabilitation process, get me some feedback. So I'll be posting there, and I'll be doing more content very soon, as soon as it all works out. I have 3 tests in a row. One tomorrow, and the 1st and the 6th. So got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, well, tomorrow I'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons again with Bruce and the rest of our team. And then Sunday, we're going to be we're going to watch the movie The General's Daughter, I think, with John Travolta. I haven't seen it yet. So we're going to watch that in Discord, and everyone will be invited. Anyone who wants to watch it with us, you can join us in Bruce's Discord. Just send me a DM, and I will send you an invite. And you can hang out with us when we do that. And then after that, we'll do the review. That'll be fun. And then as far as I know, I don't have anything planned unless I go on the rant show on Monday night, depending on what's going on. But the last 2 days, I've been mowing, working in my yard, trying to get ready because I thought we were supposed to have thunderstorms, but I guess it all blew over or whatever and hurt my wrist. I don't know if you see it. Yeah, see it, my wrist? I got a big old bruise on it. While I was doing all that stuff because I got scared by a snake. So it wasn't fun. But my hand is really sore. And plus I had given blood in my other arm earlier that morning. I have 3 different spots on my arm where she was trying to get blood. So my arm was sore. So
the snake tried to bite you, right? The snake tried to bite you.
Yeah, it fell on me and was doing the striking thing where it was coming at me. So that's why I started chopping it with the little shovel that was sitting there. Thank goodness it was there because I didn't have anything else. Do what?
She went Norman Bates on that thing with a shovel instead of a knife.
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me. But when you have chickens and eggs, you're gonna have snakes. So, that's what happened. But that's what happens every so often. But man, I really hurt my wrist. I've had it wrapped up tonight in this little wrist thing. But my hands are tingling if I have it too tight. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who hung out with us this evening and on X, on Rumble, and on YouTube. I really appreciate all of you. for thinking that, you want to listen to anything we have to say. But I think it's wonderful. I love doing this. I love hanging out with Orange, Chat, and Ruben. You guys are awesome. And thank you again to Rooftop for wanting to just hang out with us for a little bit. He's a friend of mine on Spaces and on X. But I just want to say thank you again. And I hope you guys, all of you, have a wonderful weekend. And talk to you guys later.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, night, folks.
Good night.
Stay humble.